adductor longus. I missed when you said it.
Adductor longus.
Adductor longus. So, if you just cover yourself up again, please. I'm going to come in. My organ is going to be, it's a little tender. It's going to be the pubic bone again. All right? And we're actually right on the pubic tubercle. Am I going to get all the way to the pubic tubercle? I'm going to know. As long as I'm on the pubic bone from the palpation standpoint, you know where, I know you know where the organ is. It's the medial lip of the linea aspera. Now, I don't care whether you come around from the outside or from the inside. Preferably come from the inside because we're going to the medial lip of linea aspera. You can also go into a figure 4 to help identify where the linea aspera is. So I'm on the posterior side of his femur on the linea aspera. Am I all the way down to it? Probably not quite, right?
Kind of. Kind of tickles over here.
Kind of tickles. Okay. So, but I'm in the here's his femur. Because you got to think globally of where the bone is. Bone goes from here to here. The middle third would be approximately here. So if you have a hard time identifying where it is, think middle third, start, finish, there it is. So I'm going to come around the posterior side of the femur, and I'm going to identify this as the insertion for longus. Now, I can have him raise his leg in this position to attempt to relax it, bring his knee into my hand. Here's that adductor longus right here. I can feel the belly of it coming off. As you can feel that different than gracilis of what I was on before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's that adductor longus. Relax.
Can you tell the difference because it's more lateral?
It's more lateral, correct. Once you find gracilis, for longus, you go more lateral on the anterior side. For magnus, you go more lateral on the posterior side.
Or posterior, okay, that's
Okay. You can also do the same action I did before. Push your knee into my hand, and here's the belly. So it doesn't make a difference in which way you do it, figure 4, this way. I don't care, as long as you do the adduction action and then palpate the right point of the belly. So if that's longus, then brevis is going to be superior around to the pubis, pectineal line of the, so I'm going back to the same origin. Still not used to that, are you? So kind of same origin, but now I'm going to be more superior on the linea aspera. And I'm coming around, and you can't see where I am, I'm coming around to his pectineal line. Okay. No, because we're not going to do a flip-flop in the presentation. Go ahead and put a flip-flop so you can see where I'm going to. Here is his linea aspera on the femur. His lesser trochanter is underneath here, so I'm coming down on the medial side to his lesser, inferior to his lesser trochanter to palpate approximately where the pectineal line is. Greater trochanter, lesser trochanter, I'm inferior to it. All right. So that's my insertion for brevis. Can you flip that over? 6, 4. Push your leg into my hand. Small triangle. And here's brevis down in here. Longus and brevis. This would be the belly of it. It goes down the linea aspera, but it's coming off of the pubic, off of the ramus of the pubis. So it's going to be more superior than adductor longus was. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Longus comes farther down on the linea aspera. Brevis comes higher up. Any thoughts on that? Yeah. It is what it is. So, yeah. So that's your brevis. Magnus. Let me flip over to Magnus. Adductor magnus. Remember, we're going to the larger portion of adductor magnus that has a fiducial tuberosity. So I'm going to find his ischial tuberosity, and I'm going to go just medial to it. And that's close enough for government purposes to identify the origin for Magnus. There's our origin. Our insertion is what? The full linear spirit. So if you just say insertion, you're going to be on part of the insertion, not the entire thing. Remember, it's here's the end of the femur, here's the beginning of the femur. The linear spirit is this range here. So you're going to be on the posterior side and say insertion. You're going to run your hand down the full length of linear spirit to identify the insertion. That's for part of adductor magnus. The second part of it is going to be the adductor tubercle, which is going to be the superior to the medial condyle of femur. It's an adductor, so it's going to be on the medial side. So there's my insertion. I can have him, because it does extension, I could have him do extension, or I can have him do adduction again. Pushing me into my hand, and this is the most posterior muscle right here. Here's adductor magnus right here. All right? It's the most posterior, so that's why we have him in a prone position. It's the most posterior of the adductor muscles. It has insertion, insertion. And belly is right here. And to stretch it, I could do the same stretch. All the adductors will do that same stretch. You're better doing that stretch at the time so you don't bind up the process on as much.